Good morning. Good to be alive. Good to be here. Taking one's own measure. That's mindful meditation. Taking one's own measure in being sensitive and receptive to oneself. This is what meditation does. It allows one. It creates an environment where one can settle in, investigate, be open to, be curious about one's own being. At some point when one is practicing meditation techniques and all these different peripheral things that people do in meditation, and find themselves actually involved in being more aware of one's own physicality, one's own thinking, the process of one's thoughts. Feeling this now as one is comfortably postured and focusing, concentrating on practicing together, feeling one's body swaying gently. Maybe one's feeling is not the same as another's. One can be dull or one can be sharp. As we all know, it's always changing. Degrees of sensitivity. Being aware, more aware. Allowing oneself this license to be accepting of one's own self. There can be a fear, a reserve, a lack of wanting to investigate too deeply into one's own self. I felt that when I was first coming to terms with my body's vibration. It was alien, taken for granted for so many decades of my being, of my life, that the actual investigation, the curiosity of my own physical being was left untouched, sacrosanct. And then I decided it wasn't, and it was worth investigating. I was curious. As one dwells in this meditative spirit of mindfulness, one begins to feel one's body undulating. Undulating is in a wave. Waves of energy. Waves of movement. In this case, waves of flowing blood traveling through one's vascular system. And we are the surfers right now in our own minds of these waves of motion, of our motion, of our being. We are the riders of the waves of our own lives. And in many ways, this is very true. It's an apt analogy. Being here, present, now. Feeling one's pulse. Generating waves of energy. Undulating one's whole body, which is vibrating, cellular ecstasy. That's alive. Feeling it. Don't be afraid. It is something that's beautiful. It is something that is the result of literally billions of years of evolution. It is whom we are. DNA. The truth. Simple and honest. Sharing is what we want to do. Communicate. Better understand ourselves, our world. That's why we're here. Feeling this intensity of one's own dwelling inside of this physical structure we call ourselves. Noticing one's breathing, another crucial process of one's body. You need to breathe the oxygen in for it to be disseminated in the blood to your cells, which keep us alive. For those of you unfamiliar, we breathe 15,000 times a day in 24 hours. And our hearts most likely pump around 90,000 times a day in a 24-hour period. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. In my humble opinion, it's a wonderful segue, a way to move about like the surfer on the board in the bloodstream of your being, to find a sense of reverence and amazement in talking about one's own being, to boost oneself into a state of awe about whom you are, about the majesty of one's own creation, of one's parents, back 1,000 years, and then 5, and then 10. Remembering whom and where and what we are. Why? That's a good question. Why are we existing? Why do we have this ability to think and to share, to perceive our own making, our own energy, having some grasp of knowledge, of understanding? And that's all it is. When science says that we only understand 1,000th of 1%, it's not very much of what is, what can be conceived. Visualizing oneself from the tip of one's nose to the far reaches of our universe, across light years of space empty, but for the coldest temperatures, and more or less only the glimmer of stars in a distance, dust from creation, debris. Feeling the cosmic energy, feeling the warmth of a sun being near, feeling the spectacle of planets and asteroids and moons as we travel through space. Back to the tip of one's own warm nose, and breathe in through one's nostrils, long and slow. Deeply, opening one's chest, raising one's shoulders and gently pressing them back. And then relax one's arms and shoulder blades, allowing your chest to remain open, your hands placed where one wishes to, sometimes nice together, fingertips to fingertips, feeling in between one's fingers, feeling the slight tickling of the skin. If you do it more securely, the warmth and the vibration of life itself. Your precious life, your majesty. We are here now, bundles of miracles, humbled by the immensity of creation. Easy to be humbled when we consider the magnitude of what we are a part of. Thankful. Thankful for everything, for this opportunity to help harness energy of creation, guide our surfboard in our own chosen direction. Thankful for this ability. Flowing, remembering as we breathe, not taking for granted the four-part harmony of every breath, embracing, being curious, relishing, being appreciative. This process, we are participating in helping ourselves flow, glow, grow, nurture, shine, being in awe of one's own vitality, the brightness of one's own life, of the sky, the air, the ground beneath our feet, the sensitivity of our senses. There is nothing upon this world or in this universe that does not deserve a sense of awe, of respect, of reverence, of amazement. Everything in its own unique way is God. Did you know that we're traveling 1,000,000 miles an hour away from the point of creation? 14 billion years later, we're still going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Do you know the jet stream above our heads travels anywhere from 100 to 300 miles an hour continuously, different seasons, different rates, moving the atmosphere of our world around our planet? Right now, as these words filter into one's own mind, our world, 1,000 miles an hour, we are turning. There are so many things to be receptive to feel awe about. First and foremost, and easiest, is oneself. Being here now. Recognizing oneself. The bundle of miracles we all are. We share. And being humble about this. Being humble from having a greater perspective, that we might be more understanding, empathetic, compassionate, kind, in every direction in which we think. Shimmer in one's own self-realization, one's self-illumination, one's revelation. It is here. If we but make an effort to look, to ascertain what is lingering for a minute, always a good idea. Namaste.